Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my sewing room. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're here for not the first time and you're back, welcome back. And thank you for coming to watch my video. Today, I'm not making my own pattern. If you noticed from my last video, my confidence went down when I had screwed up a hem from a project before, and then I was really struggling through just even designing and doing basic gathering and all of that in my head. Not actually physically, I wasn't struggling, but in my head my confidence was gone and I wasn't doing a good job. However, the finished product turned out to be what she wanted, so she's happy with it. But I decided that I'm gonna go back to sew something that I've been sewing since I started sewing, which is a pattern. So to me this is easy. I'm just going and following step by step. I don't have to do the design. Plus this is a pattern that I have done before. So today is Simplicity 8177, but I'm not doing the vest, the jacket, or the pants. I am literally making this top right here. The better picture of it is right here for the line drawing, just the basic top. And today I am doing the short sleeve, not the long sleeve, because it's still August. I still just want some basic shirts. But I really like the fit of this. I did draw out the pattern pieces. The last time I made this, I just used the pattern pieces itself. And the outcome, I decided I will be using this pattern, this top pattern. I will also eventually make the jacket the best in the pants because I do really like the whole pattern itself. But I will be using this top pattern often. I like it. It's just a basic V-neck and I can always just change the neck a little bit. And the neck binding or the neck band, whatever it's actually called in there, which is this piece right here, this piece of the pattern. I can change the size of that when I change the size or the shape of the neckline for any other future shirts. So I'm pretty excited about that. Also, I did, as you can see, this pattern paper is not the actual pattern paper from the package. I traced the pattern pieces in just the short sleeve. I did not trace the long sleeve this time, but I will do that when I go and make a long sleeve shirt. Today I am using the black, it's a black knit, and I can't remember what kind of fabric it is other than the fact that it's a knit. It's the exact same knit fabric that I used from the vintage gourd skirt video. So it's thin, but it'll be a nice shirt for this late summer, early fall. I got a needle on my floor, I just poked my foot. Late summer, early fall, and then it'll be a great layering piece into the winter because I like to wear tank tops underneath, or like camis or something underneath my shirts, and then add a sweater or something. So I'll be able to wear these shirts all year round. So one of them that I'm making in this video is the black. The other one I'll be making for this video is white, and it is the exact same fabric. As you can see, you can't see a ton through it, but it is a very thin knit, and the black is the same way. So this will be another nice light layering shirt. Plus, for whatever reason, I get like black spots on my white clothes from the washer or the dryer. I'm not sure which. So I have to, like, I'm always buying white shirts, white t-shirts all the time. So I will, it'll just be an nice extra plain white t-shirt. Anyways, I completely forgot that I was actually wearing the shirt yesterday when I traced these patterns, but I completely forgot that the shoulder seams on this shirt come down to like right here. So I do need to take the shoulder in about an inch and then reshape the armhole. So I'll do that, and then I will meet you over at my cutting table to cut out the fabric. Great. My front and my back will be cut on the fold. So this is the back piece folded up on the fold. Since I used this fabric for the skirt, it is kind of, it's not really a funky piece. It's still somewhat of a rectangle, but it's not completely straight. So if it looks funny, that's why. It's kind of wadded up down here, not even up here, because this was the side of a skirt panel here. So it is what it is. We use what we can, and I'm fine with that. So this is also very, very thin fabric, but it's also, you can tell the difference between the front side and the back side of the fabric. So I will, once I cut these all out, I will be marking with my tailor's chalk a nice big fat X on the wrong side of both of my pieces, so that I don't get that mixed up. Okay, so this is not the most fun to watch me do. The pinning, the cutting, all of that. So I'm going to finish this, finish the pinning, finish the cutting of all 4 of my pieces. There's only 4 pieces. This is the back bodice. This is the front bodice. So it looks basically the same except for the neckline, because that's my V-neck, and this is obviously rounded around the back. And then I have the neckband, which most basic t-shirts, as you would get from the store, have a neckband. So, and it will be out of the same fabric. And I have a short sleeve, which I will be cutting 2 of those as well. So I'm gonna pin and cut, and I will be back once I'm done with all of that. Okay, so I have all my pieces cut out. This pattern has a pocket on the shirt, and you can obviously choose to put it on or not, and I did not choose to put it on. So the pattern does start out with making your pocket, doing the folding over the top and doing that seam, and then doing the side seams and attaching that to your shirt. So if that's what you want to do, if you want the pocket, add the pocket. I do not. So my first step after the pocket is to reinforce my V-neck so it doesn't stretch too much. So all I have to do is sew a straight stitch in the seam allowance, and the seam allowance on the neck is 3/8. So at like 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, that's right. At 1/4 of an inch, I will sew straight stitching from the center out an inch on both sides. I'm set to the right setting. I was just playing with my settings. I'm playing with stuff. This is just reinforcing the V, so hopefully it won't stretch much, if at all. I know the other shirt that I have made from this pattern, it hasn't stretched, so maybe I'll be lucky with this one too. Now, stitch front to back at shoulder seams. Let me get my back. I have a dot for my sleeves. I gotta get marked down here. Here. I think this tailor's chalk is coated in wax because it does not want to mark on all of my fabrics, unfortunately. Okay. I just ripped my pattern a little bit. I'm glad I have it on tracing paper. That's the inside. Same on this inside. That way we know. All right. Let me change that and actually see what I'm doing here. All right, right sides together. Just like this. And I've got little notches on my shoulder seams, so we need to line those up. And And they are right at the edge because I cut that extra inch off. So they are right at the edge of the seam itself. Like a 1/4 inch left from that notch, but that's okay. This is knit and it likes to stretch, so I am going to add or use extra pins this time as well, more pins than I use with cotton. I also realized as I was working with cotton, when I gather, I need to use a whole bunch of extra pins because it does not feed the same at all. And I'm slowly learning these little quirks about certain things. Also, I don't want my shoulder seams to stretch, so I will be using a straight stitch on the shoulder seams and a straight stitch on the side seams and a straight stitch for the neckband. But my arms and my waist, when I hem it, will all be zigzag for the stretch. But as long as I remember, I will also remind you. Okay, shoulder seams are together. That always looks huge. It stretches so much, but it's really not that big. Okay, next is in the shoulder seams. It does say you can use hem tape along the shoulder edge. I don't have any hem tape. I have the fusible. I do. But it's the fusible on both sides, and I need to get some that's just fusible on one side so it doesn't mess up my iron. So I didn't use that. You can use hem tape for those seams to reinforce them. So now I need to put this aside and work on the neckband. I have all my notches already cut out, but I do have actually, I don't need to mark these dots because they're just where they meet, and as long as my points meet where they're supposed to, then that will be just fine. Okay. This is the wrong side. Okay, with my right sides together, we have to stitch the front seam here of our neckline. And then obviously I will be pivoting here at the point. So let's do that. I don't absolutely love this. This is not easy, but that's okay. Sewing, I don't think is supposed to actually be easy. I need to make sure I'm stretching both sides of these too, so that, there we go. so that it'll actually look even and be even, and there'll be a little bit of stretch already in there. Okay, so now I have this. It says clip to the dot, which is the point where I pivoted. So clip to that, but not through the stitching, obviously. And then fold the band in half lengthwise with wrong sides together, matching centers and small dots, and press. Trim away points at the edge. So I gotta fold it this way, and I need to press. I fold it at the pivot, or at the point, the V-neck point here. And then you just continue the fold all the way around this way. There's notches, so you want your notches to meet. There we go, there's notches in the back, and mine meet right up here. So you want your notches to meet, and then press that, and I'll be right back. The next step says turn top wrong side out, which it still is wrong side out. Let me cut these strings here. It's been a couple weeks since I made my last top, so I'm kind of confused again. With right sides together and raw edges even, pin the band to the neck edge, placing inner small dots at shoulder seams, matching centers and notches and remaining small dots. Smooth out fullness. Okay, so this will be, this is always the most confusing part because of the points. But that's okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start with my notches. Ow. I'm going to pin my notches together. And you don't always use a ton of pins. You have to stretch this to fit. So there's certain spots that you want to match so that it fits correctly. Alright, if you can tell, I will be stretching the neckband already to pin these two notches. So it's stretched all the way around, but it does make it look nice. So actually a pretty easy shirt. And this needs to go right here. A little hard because then it wants to stick to itself and it's not completely even, so it's not the easiest here, but that's okay. All right, okay. So now we can stitch the neckband onto this shirt, and then we'll top stitch on the outside to reinforce it. I'm actually going to start at, actually I will start at center back. I wasn't going to, but I will. I'll start at center back there. keep it even. It's not as easy always, but that's okay. We're figuring it out. Oops. Okay. Now it says to top stitch. For the top stitch, I'm going to start, I know it says on the outside. I'm going to start at the point. Let's start my top stitch at the V neck here. I'm going to go almost stitch in the ditch, but not quite. And I want to make sure that seam allowance stays down. So let's get that actually at the point here. Okay. Right, look at that. You know, I can find my own mistakes on here, obviously. I found them as I was making them. And I'm not going to go back and fix it because it's in the back. The front looks quite good, I think. But here is, not the best picture, but the neckband. All right, and after the neckband, we stitch the side seams. And let's see. This actually says nothing about hem tape for the side seams to reinforce it to keep it from stretching, probably because I imagine you're going to want the drape of the knit for the shirt. So just hem tape on the shoulders if you want to use it and if you have it. And again, this is another straight stitch because the side seams should not need to really stretch much. So, I do have notches in the side seams, but I forgot to, whoopsies, cut the notch in the back of the bodice or of the top. So you normally would match your notches, but my top seam and my bottom, or my raw edges on the top and bottom, match, so I'm just matching those. If they didn't, I would match the armholes and then trim the hem at the bottom, or just make one part of my hem a little bit longer, or not longer, the part that I would fold over, make that one a little bit different, but I don't have to worry about that this time. So. And you know what? It's not, the side seams aren't perfect because this fabric, for whatever reason, wrinkles pretty easy and does not like an iron unless it's a hot iron, and then that would melt it. So it's a little bit off, but not bad. I'm not too worried about it. do this one, and then I'll pin and do the other side. I have a little bit of tension on the bottom and a little bit of tension on the top. All right, we'll do the other seam, other side seam here. And I've been only working on this maybe an hour, not including tracing, maybe an hour. And the next step is the sleeves, and the final step is hemming. So you can do this easy within 2 hours. If you need a shirt for something in the evening, this is an easy casual top. I also have a gray and white stripe fabric, same kind of knit and everything, that you'll see soon for one of these, but I think that will be a long sleeve version, so it will not be part of this video, because I really like the gray and white stripe for all year round. And I was lucky enough to find this in the cheap Walmart fabric, and that one, it might not be any thicker than this black and white, but it's not quite as really see-through because of the striped fabric on there. The other shirt like this I made is a blue and white stripe, but there's like multiple stripe patterns. It's not just a bold regular stripe. Some of them are like dashed, some of them are dotted stripes. It is thin, very breathable, just like this, but you cannot tell because of the pattern in the fabric. So I do really, really like that shirt, and I think the gray and white one is going to be pretty similar, even though it's just plain bold stripes. So. Okay, so side seams are all nice and together. Both sides you can't really see because it's black on black, and I have a hard time with my own eyes seeing the black on black, but it's a lot harder. Oh, I gotta cut a couple more notches. It's a lot harder on video. I missed my underarm notches. That one. And that one. Okay. All right, I got some dots here I gotta mark. If my chalk will mark it. So what am I? There we go. I need to make sure I have a nail or something in there. Whoopsie. Now that I have those marks on there, hopefully I'll be able to tell what the wrong side is. Okay. So to ease the top of sleeve between the notches, I have to stitch along the seam line and 1/4 inch inside Oh. Using a long machine stitch. So to ease, put in some gathering stitches between the notches on both of your sleeves, and sew the underarm seam. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't like gathering on knit at all. Okay. All right, now, right, this also wants me to do the hem now. Hem of the sleeve. So, we need to do zigzag stitch for the hem so that there's still some stretch in there. And I need to press these two underarm seams. So since this is a knit, it's not going to really fray much, if at all. I did not. See, this fabric just does not want to stay. So it calls for a 1-inch sleeve hem. I'm gonna just guesstimate because I'm not really that worried about it. But I will pin it so it doesn't get all wonky and funky. Okay. So I'm gonna take this off. And I'm going to pin the seam and then work my way around. Right, now that both of those are pinned, we'll go ahead and zigzag stitch the hem of our shirt. And we're, again, not pulling it like crazy stretched out, but we are adding a little bit of stretch with this. The zigzag already gives it a stretch, but a little bit more stretching this out. Okay, next step is, let me see, attaching my sleeves to armholes. So my sleeves need to be right side out, and I will match my underarm seams first. finger press that open real quick. There we go. Make sure your right sides are together here. Match your underarm seams. And then we meet at notches. Match this notch here. And now we need to ease this into the armhole here. Alright, this one also says to stitch this seam instead of zigzag, probably to make sure it stays the way it's supposed to. So that's what we will do. So here we are, my sleeve is all eased in now. I will be sewing it with the gathers up. My feed dogs do not like gathers and will completely take them out. So I'll be sewing with them up. So it's going to be kind of funky. And we need a straight stitch. A bit longer. Okay. Let's see how that one turned out. Hopefully, it looks good. Oh, it came off right there. That's okay. I can go back and fix that pretty easy. Here we go. That's one sleeve. So let me fix this spot real quick where, for whatever reason, it came apart. That's okay. We'll pull that baby up. That's okay. Okay, so there we go. That one is all done and nice now. So I will be inserting the second sleeve and doing the hem, and I will be back with the final product of my black and my white shirt. So thank you for watching my video. I do not have a final review of the white shirt because it is currently dirty. I have been wearing it around the house. However, I did notice on the fabric before I made it that parts of it look like a bright white and then other parts are cream. And I don't know where the stain came from. It does not look like it's water damage, but I really don't know. The white one did turn out to be my best one yet. I have the fewest. I didn't end up gathering the sleeves for the white one because I needed almost no gathering in the black as I actually did the sleeves. So I didn't actually gather up the sleeves, and it went together really good. I will be making the gray and white long sleeve shirt. I think actually my time next week, because I made those shirts like a month ago. Yeah, I did not gather the white sleeves, and it ended up being the smoothest sleeve that I have. I did also zigzag that seam, and there's so much, it's not too much stretch, but there's stretch, and it's so much more comfortable than the straight stitch on the shoulder seam. So I will continue to do that. I did that to another shirt using the same pattern, because I have already made one long sleeve shirt, which I will probably add to the gray and white reveal video, because I really like the fabric I got. But this is going to be a staple shirt in my wardrobe, all of them. I actually got a lighter, like a sweater knit, but not a thick sweater knit, to make this shirt for the fall. And so I'll be doing that in a video as well. So thank you very much for watching, and please come back next time.